So let me guess, you follow all the rules. You work hard, try to save, but at the end of the month, you're left wondering, where did it all go? It feels like you're stuck on a financial hamster wheel. And honestly, it's exhausting. But what if I told you that being bad with money isn't the real problem? What if the real problem is a single powerful lie about money that almost all of us believe? In this video, I'm not just going to expose that lie. I'm going to give you the tools you need to break free from this lie and a couple others for good. I know this feeling because I lived it. For years, I was trapped in the same exact cycle. I was working crazy hours. My income was going up, but my stress levels were going up alongside it. And my bank account just never seemed to reflect that effort. I'd look at my bank statements with that sinking feeling of shame and confusion. And the feeling was, I should be better at this. I just need to work harder and be more disciplined. I thought my money problems were a personal failure, a flaw in my character. I was so sure that if I just tried harder, something would eventually click. But it never did, because I was trying to solve the wrong problem. It wasn't until I hit a personal rock bottom, completely burned out, with little to show for it, that I was forced to look at the truth. The problem wasn't my effort. It was the story I was telling myself about money. Once I figured out that everything started to change. So what is this lie? It's a belief so baked into our culture that we barely even notice it's there. The lie is this: your financial situation is your fault. And the solution is just try harder. We're told that if we're broke, it's a discipline problem. If we're in debt, it's a responsibility problem. And if we're not rich, it's because we're not working hard enough. This is so dangerous because it puts all the blame on you and ignores the broken money scripts that you were taught. It just creates a cycle of shame, stress, and burnout. It makes you feel like you're the problem, but you're not the problem. The problem is a lie and the similar lies that branch off from it. These are hidden beliefs that torpedo your best efforts. So today, we're dragging them out into the light. We're going to expose them, and we're going to replace them with truths that actually build wealth. So here we go. Lie number 1, I'll start saving when I make more money. This first lie, and probably the most common, is that we'll start saving or investing or getting our finances together later, when we have more money. Sounds logical, right? Once I get that raise, I'll have enough to put aside. Once I pay off this debt, then I'll start investing. This is just procrastination wearing a clever disguise. It's based on the fantasy that your financial habits will just magically fix themselves once your income goes up. But they won't. In fact, for most people, the opposite happens. It's a little thing called lifestyle inflation. As your income increases, your spending has a funny way of increasing right alongside it. The nicer car, the bigger apartment, the fancier dinners out. They all expand to eat up whatever extra cash you have. A recent payments report even found that about a third of Americans who make over $200,000 a year are still living paycheck to paycheck. The problem was never the amount, it was the habit. The truth, the habit of saving, is much more important than the amount you save. Financial success isn't built on one giant future payday. It's built on the small, consistent things you do today. It's about building a muscle of paying yourself first, even when that amount feels really tiny. Now, you can't go to the gym once and then expect to be fit. You can't wait for a windfall to become a good saver. So your actionable step here is what you're going to do. Today, not tomorrow, go right now and open up and set up a reoccurring payment, an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings account. I want you to make it ridiculously small. Let's say $5 a week. That's it. This isn't about the $5. You're not going to retire on it. This is about proving to yourself that every single week that you are a person who saves. You're building an identity. And that identity is the real foundation of wealth. On to lie number 2. A budget is about restriction and saying no. What's the first word that pops into your head when you hear budget? For most of us, it's restriction, deprivation, a financial straitjacket designed to suck all the fun out of life. We see it as a giant list of things that we can't have. So, of course, we avoid it. Who wants to sign up for a life of no? Now, the flaw in this is that when you see a budget as a punishment, you're guaranteed to fail. Our brains are wired to want pleasure and avoid pain. Constantly telling yourself no, well, it's exhausting and it's just not sustainable. This is why so many people try to budget for a week, feel miserable, and then ditch it. And that just reinforces that false idea that they're bad with money. The truth is, a budget is not about restriction. It's a plan for permission. A budget is you telling you where your money wants to go, instead of asking, where did it go? It's about making sure your spending lines up with what you actually care about. It's a tool, and that tool gives you the freedom to scream guilt-free, enthusiastically yes to that thing that truly matters to you. Money should be a tool that helps you build a life you want, not a source of stop. So the actionable step I want you to take is forget the complicated spreadsheets for a second. Grab a piece of paper and answer just this one question. What are your top 3 core values? Not what do you think they should be, but what they really are. Is it freedom? Is it security? Is it adventures with the family? Spontaneity? Generosity? Write them down. Now, pull out that last budget you just did and look at where your money really went. I want you to see, does your spending match your values? If freedom is your number 1, but 30% of your income is going to a car payment for a vehicle or a home mortgage that is holding you hostage, there's a disconnect. The goal isn't to shame you. No shame. It's not about being shamed about buying a latte. The goal is to continuously point money towards the life that you actually want. This turns budgeting from a chore into an act of designing your life. If this is starting to click, and if you're seeing how these hidden beliefs might be holding you back, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Now, we're just getting started on rebuilding your financial world from the ground up, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. Lie number 3, debt is a moral failing. For so many of us, debt feels like a scarlet letter. It comes with a heavy cloak of shame, guilt, and secrecy. We look at credit card bills and student loan statements. We don't look at them as numbers on a page, but we look at them as their proof we're irresponsible, that we failed on a moral level. That shame is so heavy that it makes us want to hide. We don't want to open the mail. We don't want to check our balances. We just let that weight of it all crush us. Shame is a terrible motivator. In fact, it's paralyzing. It traps you in this loop of negative emotion that keeps you from taking clear, effective action. When you're stuck in shame, you can't think straight. You're operating out of fear, and that leads to more bad money moves, like ignoring the problem until it becomes a 5-alarm fire. The truth? Debt is a math problem, not a character flaw. Debt is a math problem, not a character flaw. I wanted to repeat that. Your past money mistakes are not life sentences. They are lessons. That's all. They're just lessons. You made the best choices that you could within the tools and information you had at the time. Forgiving yourself is not an excuse. It's a requirement. It's a requirement to move forward. You cannot build a healthy financial future if you are chained to the shame of your past. So here's your actionable step for this. We're going to do a little ceremony, a ceremony of release. Find a quiet spot and get out a piece of paper and write down the financial mistake that brings up the most shame. Now be specific. Maybe it was taking out that huge student loan. Maybe it was buying a car you couldn't really afford, or running up a credit card. Look at it. Feel the feeling. Now underneath that, write these words. I forgive myself for this. It was a lesson, not a failure. I'm letting go of the shame and I'm moving forward with wisdom. Read it out loud. Read it out loud several times. Then I want you to take one small, unemotional, tactical step. If you have a credit card debt, pick the one debt, ideally the one with the highest rate, and just find out the exact current interest rate. That's it. Just get the number. Knowledge is the antidote to fear, and this one small action strips the problem of its emotional power and turns it back into what is a math problem that has a solution. Okay, here comes lie number 4. I'm just bad with money. This is one of the most dangerous lies of all. Why? Because it attacks your identity. When you say I'm bad with money, you're not talking about a temporary situation. You're declaring a permanent flaw, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe you're naturally bad at something, why would you even try to get better? You will avoid learning about investing, you'll run from financial planning, and you'll see every slip up as more proof that you're just not cut out for it. It's a fixed mindset that guarantees you stay stuck. The flaw with this lie, this belief strips you of your power. It's an excuse that feels like a reason. It's much easier to say, I'm bad with money, than it is to face the discomfort of learning something new. But that belief just isn't true. The truth, personal finance is a learned skill, not a natural talent. Let me repeat that. Personal finance is a learned skill, not a natural talent. Nobody is born a financial genius. Nobody comes out of the womb knowing how to budget or analyze a stock. Just like learning to cook or drive a car, managing money is a set of skills you can build over time with a little education and practice. You aren't bad with money, you're simply unpracticed. So your actionable step for this lie? Your mission is to challenge this false identity with cold, hard proof. You need a growth mindset. So this week, I want you to take and commit to just 30 minutes of financial education. That's it. Listen to one episode of a good financial podcast on your commute, or watch an educational YouTube video about a topic that confuses you, like what is an IRA? The goal isn't to become an expert in a day. The goal is to collect evidence that contradicts the lie. Every small thing you learn is a vote for a new identity. That identity that I am someone who's getting better with money every single day. Now let's review and break this all down. For years, you've been living under a lie. A lie that says your money problems are all your fault and that you just need to work harder. That lie has kept you feeling ashamed, stressed out, and stuck. But here's the truth. Your financial situation is not a measure of your worth as a person. It's a reflection of your beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. Today, we expose the lies that you need more money to start saving, that a budget is about saying no, that debt is a moral failing, and the biggest lie of all, that you're just bad with money. By replacing these lies with the truth that habits matter more than amounts, that budgets give you permission, that debt is a math problem, and that financial skill can be learned, you end up taking back your power. You're not destined to repeat the same old patterns. The path to financial freedom isn't about grinding harder. It's about thinking differently. It starts right now by you choosing to believe a new story. A story where you are capable, where you're in control, and you're building a life of financial peace. Take these steps today. Thank you for being here and taking this first huge step. If this video opened your eyes, please give it a like and share it with someone you think needs to hear this. And in the comments below, I want you to do something really brave. Share one money lie that you are officially choosing to let go of today. Put it in the comments. Let's support each other. Let's break these cycles together. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.